Pisces, my dear, tender, beautiful Pisces, welcome. This is your reading for the 14th of August, 2026. And I need you to hear me clearly right now because what the cosmos is placing into your hands today is not small. Someone is coming toward you, someone younger, someone whose eyes will look at you and see absolutely no number, no timeline, no expiration. They do not care about your age. They do not care about the years you have carried. They see your soul, and they are walking closer whether you believe it yet or not. But here is the twist, Pisces. Here is the part that will make your chest tighten. You have been quietly convincing yourself that your window has closed. You have been whispering to the mirror that you are too late, too worn, too much. And the universe heard every single one of those whispers, and it is answering today. Before we go deeper into this revelation, tell me in the comments where you are watching from right now. Drop a heart if this already resonates. And if you can, press that like button so this message finds every Pisces soul who needs it tonight. There is a door opening in your love life, Pisces, and it is not creaking open slowly the way you expected. It is being pushed wide by a hand you did not see coming. The cards around this date are glowing with the energy of the Page of Cups reverse turning upright. And what that tells me is that a message of love, a tender approach, soft confession is arriving from a direction you had completely stopped looking toward. You stopped looking because you were tired. You were tired of hoping. You were tired of arranging your heart on the table and watching people walk past it without even glancing down. And so you folded your arms. You pulled your energy inward. You wrapped yourself in the quiet waters of your own solitude and you said, perhaps not out loud, but deep in the marrow of your spirit, if it is meant to come, let it come without me having to beg for it. And oh, Pisces, the universe heard that prayer. It heard it louder than any shouted wish, and it is responding now, in this very week, with a presence that is younger in years, but ancient in recognition. This person carries a familiarity, as though your souls agreed to meet in a lifetime you cannot consciously remember. They will not ask your age as a filter. They will not scan your timeline and calculate whether you fit a category. They will simply look at you and feel home. And that, dear one, is what has been missing for so long. The feeling of being chosen without conditions. The feeling of being wanted without a checklist. But I know what has been living beneath your ribs these past weeks. The waiting. The quiet, corrosive waiting that makes you question whether the thing you want is actually coming or whether you have been faithful to a promise the universe never made. You have been in a season of doubt so thick it felt like fog in your lungs. You woke up some mornings and thought, maybe this is just how it will be. Maybe I will keep loving from the sidelines while everyone else gets to be chosen first. And that thought, Pisces, that thought was not truth. It was exhaustion speaking. It was old heartache wearing the mask of logic. Because here is what I need you to understand about the delays you have endured. Every single month that passed without the love you wanted was not a punishment. It was a corridor. A long, dim, silent corridor that was walking you away from the version of yourself who would have accepted less. The universe was not withholding love from you. It was withholding the wrong love so that the right love could find you standing tall, standing whole, standing in your own worth without apology. And now you are here, at the end of that corridor. And there is light pouring through the frame of a door you did not even know was there. The tarot confirms this with the appearance of the star card in your spread today. The star is the card that comes after the tower falls. It comes after the devastation, after the tears, after the night you thought would never end. And it says, gently with the voice of still water, you are not forgotten. You are being guided. Pour your grief back into the earth and let yourself be refilled. That is your energy right now, Pisces. You are in the pouring back phase. You are releasing the last dregs of an old sorrow, and something luminous is rushing in to take its place. The younger soul approaching you is not a distraction. They are not test. They are a confirmation that your season of invisibility is ending. Now, I must gently remind you, as I always do, that this reading is a general channel. It is a message sent broadly to the Piscean spirit, and your own intuition is the final filter. Take what lights up inside you. Release what does not. You are the ultimate authority over your own story. But if something in these words made your breath catch, made your eyes sting, made your hand press flat against your chest, then this is yours. This was meant to find you today. Later in this reading, we are going to walk through every chamber of your life. We will speak of your heart, your work, your finances, your body, your family, your energy, your focus. We will pull additional cards and I will show you the deeper architecture of what is unfolding. We will speak of compatibility of lucky numbers, of the color the universe wants you to wrap yourself in this week. So stay with me, do not drift away. What comes next is layered and specific and deeply personal. And before we step further, Pisces, if this reading is already speaking to something tender inside you, I would be so grateful if you pressed that like button. It costs you nothing, but it tells the algorithm to carry this message to another Pisces who is crying quietly tonight and needs to hear that they are not forgotten. Tap subscribe if you want to return here daily, because I will be here, reading the sky for you every single day. You do not have to walk this road alone. Now, the lucky numbers the cosmos is pressing into your palm for the 14th of August are 7, 14, 23, 38, and 41. 7 is your spiritual anchor this week. It is the number of inner knowing, of trusting the whisper beneath the noise. 14 carries the vibration of balance returning after a long tilt. 23 is the number of unexpected communication, message that shifts everything. 38 speaks of slow building abundance finally arriving. And 41 is the number of new foundations, of building something that lasts because it was built on truth rather than urgency. Write these down, whisper them before you sleep. Let them hum beneath your decisions this week. And your color, Pisces? Your color is seafoam green, not the deep ocean you usually claim, not the midnight navy. Seafoam, the pale, luminous green of shallow water where the sun can reach the bottom. This is the universe telling you to let light into the places you have kept submerged. Wear it. Keep it near your skinches. Let it remind you that you are allowed to be seen clearly, gently, without the weight of the deep pulling you under. But that is not all. There is something deeper here, something woven beneath the romance, beneath the numbers, beneath the color. And it has to do with the way you have been speaking to yourself in the dark, the way you have been measuring your worth against a clock that was never yours to follow. And that, dear Pisces, is where we must go next. You have been so cruel to yourself, Pisces, and I say that with tenderness, not judgment. I say it the way the moon speaks to the tide when the water has pulled too far from the shore. You have looked at your reflection and catalogued every year as though it were a debt. You have whispered, I should have been further along by now. I should have been chosen sooner. I should not still be aching like this at this stage of my life. And I need you to hear me when I say that the clock you have been measuring yourself against was never set by heaven. It was set by fear. It was set by comparison. It was set by a world that profits from making you feel behind so that you will rush into the wrong arms, the wrong job, the wrong compromise, simply to stop feeling the sting of being called late. You are not late. You have never been late. You are precisely in the unfolding that your soul requested before you ever drew breath here. And the younger soul coming toward you is living proof of that, because they are not coming to rescue you from your age. They are coming to celebrate the depth that only your years could have carved into you. They are coming because your softness was earned, because your compassion was forged in fire, because your love, now, is not the frantic love of someone desperate to be picked. It is the slow, golden, unhurried love of someone who survived their own disappearance and came back gentler. And that, Pisces, is irresistible. That is what draws them inches, not your number, your depth. The universe is also showing me something through the cards that I must share with you carefully. I pulled 3 additional archetypes for this reading, and they laid themselves down in a sequence that made my chest ache on your behalf. The first is the Empress. She appeared upright, full, radiant, draped in wheat and wildflowers, her crown made not of gold but of living green things, and she looked at me and said, Tell Pisces they are in a season of being cultivated, not abandoned. The Empress is the mother of creation. She is the one who knows that the seed underground is not dead simply because you cannot see it yet. You have been in the soil, Pisces, dark, quiet, compressed, feeling buried, but you were not buried. You were planted, and what is pushing up through the surface now, in this August, in this very week, is the first green shoot of the life you prayed for when you thought no one was listening. The Empress says your abundance is not theoretical. It is germinating. It is real, and it is closer than your doubt will allow you to believe. The second card is the Knight of Cups, riding forward over still water, his cup extended, his gaze soft and certain. This is your person, Pisces. This is the energy of the one approaching. They come not with fire, not with chaos, not with the loud crashing energy of someone who wants to conquer. They come with an offering. They come gently. They come with poetry in their throat and patience in their hands. And the thing that made me pause when this card revealed itself, is that the Knight of Cups does not ride toward perfection. He rides toward authenticity. He is not looking for someone who has it all figured out. He is looking for someone real, someone who has cried in the shower and still showed up to the day, someone who has doubted and still kept their heart unlocked. That is you. That has always been you. And this younger soul sees that and does not flinch. They lean closer. They want your realness more than they want your polish. But here is the turn, Pisces. Here is where I must speak gently but firmly. The Knight of Cups also carries a warning. He says, do not shrink yourself to be more palatable. Do not edit your history to seem simpler. Do not apologize for the years that made you who you are. Because there will be a moment, perhaps this week, perhaps the next, where your old fear will whisper, if they knew everything, if they saw all of it, the waiting, the loneliness, the nights you spoke to no one, they would leave. And that whisper is a liar. That whisper is the ghost of everyone who made you feel too much, too intense, too deep, too sensitive. You are allowed to be all of it. You are allowed to be the ocean and not apologize for the depth. This person coming toward you is not looking for a puddle. They are looking for the sea. And you, dear one, are the sea. The third card is the Ace of Cups, and it appeared with such overflowing brightness that I had to set the deck down for a moment. The Ace of Cups is the beginning of emotional fulfillment. It is the first pour of love into a vessel that has been dry for a long, long time. And it does not say, you will be loved eventually, someday in some distant abstract future. It says now, it says soon. It says the cup is tilting and the water is catching the light and it is heading toward your lips whether you are ready or not. And you are ready, Pisces. You have been ready longer than you know. You just needed permission to believe it was allowed to be yours. There is something deeper here, though. Something beneath even the romance, beneath even the cards. And it has to do with the way you have been carrying your body through these months of waiting. The tension in your jaw, the shallow breathing. The way you fall asleep scrolling because silence feels too heavy. The way you wake up already tired, as though the night did not restore you, but merely paused the ache. We are going to speak of that. We are going to speak of your health, your work, your money, your family, your energy, your focus. We are going to walk through every room of your life, and I am going to show you where the light is entering, where the repair is happening, where the reward is stacking itself quietly behind the door you have not yet opened. What happens next is important, because the message does not end at love. The cosmos is addressing your whole life, Pisces. Every pillar, every wound, every quiet prayer you thought dissolved into nothing. They are being answered in sequence. And the sequence begins now. Before we step into those chambers, if this reading is settling into your bones, if you feel seen, if you feel the fog thinning even slightly, I ask you gently to share this with one Pisces friend who needs it tonight. Send it to them. Be the hand that passes the lantern forward. And if you have not yet subscribed, do it now so that tomorrow, when the sky shifts again, you will already be here, already held, already reminded that you are not walking alone. Let us begin with your body, Pisces, because your body has been keeping a ledger that your mind keeps trying to ignore. These past weeks, these past months of emotional waiting, of silent heartache, of carrying a hope you were afraid to name out loud, your body stored all of it. You feel it in the heaviness behind your eyes when you wake. You feel it in the way your shoulders creep up toward your ears by mid-afternoon, as though you are bracing for a blow that never arrives. You feel it in the shallow breath, the restless legs at 2 in the morning, the strange exhaustion that sleep does not seem to fix. And I want you to know gently, without shame, that this is not weakness. This is not you failing to be resilient. This is a sensitive, porous, deeply feeling soul who has been processing more than they let anyone see. Your nervous system has been in a long, quiet vigil, watching, waiting, protecting your heart from another disappointment. And that vigil costs energy. It costs more than you realize. But the tide is turning. The cards show me the Four of Swords shifting into upright position in your health sector. And what that means is rest is not only coming, it is being mandated by the cosmos. You are being invited, almost pushed gently, into a period of genuine stillness. Not the performative rest where you scroll your phone for 3 hours and call it recovery. Real rest. The kind where you lie on the floor with your legs up the wall and let gravity pull the noise out of your skull. The kind where you drink water slowly. Where you step outside and let the sun press warmth into your skin without checking the time. Water is your medicine right now, Pisces. Literal water, baths, long showers, walking near a river or a fountain, or even letting the rain touch your face if the sky offers it. Your element is calling you home to itself. And the younger soul coming into your life will notice this about you. They will notice that you heal near water. They will want to be near you while you do it. Let them. You do not have to perform wellness for them. You simply have to let yourself be restored. The universe is also showing me that a small physical tension you have been ignoring, perhaps in your neck, perhaps in your lower back, perhaps a tightness in your chest that comes and goes like a tide. It is asking to be acknowledged, not feared, acknowledged. Stretch gently, breathe into it, whisper to it, I see you, I am not angry at you for holding this for me. And it will begin to release slowly, not all at once. But the loosening begins this week, you will feel it. A morning where you wake and the weight is 2 degrees lighter. That is the beginning, honor it. But that is not all. Because we must speak now of your work, your purpose, the place where you spend your days building something that sometimes feels invisible. Pisces, I know there have been mornings this year where you sat at your desk, or stood in your workspace, or stared at your screen, and thought, does any of this matter? Am I building towards something? Or am I simply filling hours? That doubt has been a low hum beneath your productivity, and it has made everything feel heavier than it should. You have been doing the work, but the meaning has felt thin, disconnected, like you are pouring water into a cup with a crack in the bottom. The Knight of Pentacles appears in your career spread, and he is slow, steady, unglamorous, and deeply reassuring. He says, the reward is not absent. It is accumulating. You are not shouting into a void, someone is watching. Someone in a position of authority, perhaps a supervisor, perhaps client, perhaps quiet decision maker you have never even met, is noticing the consistency you bring. The care, the way you do not cut corners even when no one would know, and there is a recognition coming. Not a dramatic, public, cinematic moment, something quieter, a conversation, a shift in responsibility, a door cracking open that reveals a corridor you did not know existed. If you have been searching for a new role, Pisces, if you have been sending applications into the silence and hearing nothing back, the silence is breaking. The Eight of Wands in your spread tells me that communication is accelerating. Replies are coming. Conversations that stalled are resuming, and one of them carries a tone that will make you sit up straighter. Pay attention to messages arriving between the 18th and the 22nd of this month. There is something there with your name on it, and if you are in a position where you have been undervalued, underpaid, overlooked, the justice energy of this reading says that the correction is in motion. You do not need to force it. You do not need to beg. You need only to keep showing your worth quietly, steadily, without dimming yourself to make others comfortable. The universe is balancing the ledger. It simply does not always balance on your timeline, but it balances. It always balances. Now we come to money, Pisces, and I feel the tension in this one. I feel it because you have been careful. You have been so careful, counting, calculating, saying no to small pleasures because the numbers felt too tight. And there was a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where you looked at your account and felt that cold drop in your stomach, the one that says, how am I going to make this stretch? That fear is real, and I will not minimize it, but I will contextualize it, because the wheel of fortune is turning in your financial house, and the turn is upward. Not a lottery windfall, not a dramatic inheritance falling from the sky, but a small, unexpected easing. A bill that costs less than you feared. A refund arriving. A small opportunity that puts a little extra in your hand. Enough to let you breathe. Enough to remind you that scarcity is not your permanent address. The Ace of Pentacles whispers that a seed of financial stability is being planted now. In this season, and if you tend it with patience, it grows into something that sustains you for years. You are not meant to be in survival mode forever. You were never meant to be in survival mode forever. This is a season, not a sentence. And the season is shifting. There is something deeper here about money and self-worth that I must name before we move on. You have been undercharging yourself, Pisces. In your work, in your energy, in the way you say yes when you should say no, in the way you give and then wonder why you feel depleted. The universe is asking you to practice one small act of financial self-respect this week. Say no to one unnecessary expense, or ask for what you are owed. Or simply look at your resources without flinching, without judgment, just witness. You are allowed to want abundance. You are allowed to receive without guilt. Let that truth settle into your ribs. What comes next is the matter of the heart in full, not just the younger soul approaching, but what it means for your existing bonds, for your singleness, for the architecture of your love life. And I promise you, Pisces, what I have to say there will make your breath catch in a new way. Now we come to the heart of this reading, Pisces, and I want you to settle into this moment. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders. Place your hand flat over your chest and feel it beating beneath your palm. Because what I am about to say is for the part of you that has been holding its breath for a very long time. The part that has been waiting for permission to want love again without feeling foolish. The part that has been pretending you are fine alone while quietly aching for someone to ask how your day was and actually mean the question. I see that part of you. The cosmos sees that part of you, and it is answering. If you are single, Pisces, and I speak to the majority of you here today, the younger soul I described earlier is not fantasy. They are not a vague cosmic suggestion. They are a specific energy moving through your orbit right now, and the meeting or the deepening of an existing acquaintance is timed within this lunar cycle. The Two of Cups appears in your love house, upright, luminous, two figures exchanging chalices over a bridge of still water. And the key detail in this card, the detail that makes me lean closer to you and lower my voice, is that neither figure in the card is looking at the other's hands. They are not counting rings. They are not measuring status. They are looking into each other's eyes. That is what this person does. They look at your face. They listen to the way you speak when you forget to perform. They notice the small things, the way you tuck your hair back, the way you laugh a half second late because you are always processing, always feeling beneath the surface. And they find those half seconds sacred. They will not rush you. They will not make you feel you need to compress your depth to fit their schedule. They are younger, yes, but their emotional maturity, their willingness to sit in the quiet with you will surprise you. You will think, how does someone this young understand me so well? And the answer is that souls do not age the way bodies do. Their soul recognized yours before their mind could calculate any number. But I must also speak to the doubt that will try to creep inches the small voice that will whisper, what if they change their mind? What if the novelty fades and they realize I am not what they imagined? Pisces, hear me. That voice is not prophecy. That voice is the scar tissue of every past rejection you have collected like stones in your pockets. You do not have to carry those stones into this new connection. You are allowed to set them down at the door. You are allowed to let someone be kind without interrogating the motive. You are allowed to be wanted without bracing for the withdrawal. This person is not a lesson in loss. They are a reward for every night you chose to keep your heart open despite the evidence telling you to close it. Let them in slowly. Let them in gently. But let them inch as if you are in a relationship, Pisces. The energy shifts, but it does not diminish. The lover's card appears reversed and then correcting itself. And what that tells me is that there has been a distance. A quiet, polite distance. The kind where you share a home or a life, but you have stopped sharing the tender underneath. You have stopped saying, I am afraid, or I miss you even when you are in the next room. And the correction coming this week is a conversation, not a dramatic one, not a tearful confrontation, a soft one, a Tuesday evening, perhaps, where one of you says something small and true, and the other one actually listens. And in that listening, something reattaches. A thread that had been fraying mends itself. If your partner is younger or older or the same age, it does not matter. What matters is that you let them see you again, not the managed version. The real one, the one who is tired and hopeful and a little scared and deeply, deeply loving. They want that version. They have been missing that version. Give them the gift of your unguarded truth. The universe is also showing me your family, Pisces. And there is a tenderness here that I almost hesitate to speak because it is fragile. There has been a silence between you and someone in your family. Not a war, not a shouting match, just a slow drifting apart. A conversation that got postponed so many times it calcified into distance. And this week, the bridge rebuilds, not fully, not all at once. But a message arrives, a phone call, a small gesture that says, I am still here. I still think of you. And you do not have to fix everything in one exchange. You only have to let the door crack open. You only have to say, I hear you, or I miss you too, or even simply, thank you for reaching out. The Six of Cups in your family sector tells me that nostalgia is the medicine here. A shared memory, a photograph, a reference to something small from childhood that reminds both of you that the bond is older than the distance. Let it be simple, let it be enough. And your energy, Pisces, your emotional tone this week. I want to name it honestly because you deserve honesty alongside the hope. You are in a transitional current. You are not yet fully in the joy, but you are no longer fully in the grief. You are in the corridor between, and that in-between space can feel disorienting. You may wake up one morning feeling light, almost giddy, as though the weight has lifted, and by evening feel the old doubt creeping back like fog off the water. That is normal. That is not regression. That is the tide adjusting. You are recalibrating from survival mode into trust mode, and trust is a muscle that has been dormant. It will ache as it wakes. Be patient with it. Be patient with yourself. You do not have to feel healed in a straight line. You only have to keep walking forward, even if the walk wobbles. There is a color to your energy this week, and it is not the gray you have been wearing like armor. It is shifting toward that seafoam green I named earlier, toward pale gold, toward the soft lavender of early dawn. You are coming out of the dark water, Pisces. You are breaking the surface. And the air up here, the air where the sun touches you, is warmer than you remember. Breathe it inches you earned it, every single breath of it. What comes next will speak to your focus, your studies if you are a student, your compatibility with the signs the cosmos has placed near you, and the final blessing I want to press into your hands before this reading closes. There is still more. There is still so much more. If you are a student Pisces, if your days are built around books and deadlines, and the quiet pressure of needing to perform while your mind feels like a scattered constellation, I need you to hear this with particular care. You have not lost your ability to focus. You have not broken something inside yourself that cannot be mended. What has happened is simpler and more forgiving than that. Your mind has been preoccupied with emotional survival. You have been processing heartache, uncertainty, the weight of waiting for a life that felt perpetually two steps away. And when the heart is loud, the intellect whispers. That is not failure. That is biology. That is the natural order of a feeling soul trying to stabilize its inner world before it can turn outward and absorb information. And the stabilization is happening now. The Three of Wands in your focus sector tells me that clarity is returning in waves, not all at once, but in waves. You will sit down to study and find that the words stay this time, that the concept lands and holds, that your pen moves with a steadiness that surprised you an hour ago when you felt foggy. Trust those windows, work within them. Do not punish yourself for the hours that still feel scattered. They are fewer now than they were last month. They will be fewer still next month. You are not behind. You are recalibrating. And the younger energy entering your life will actually sharpen your focus, not distract you, because feeling wanted, feeling seen, gives the mind permission to relax enough to concentrate. You will find, strangely, that your best study sessions come after kind conversation, after a moment of connection. Let that be your rhythm, honor it. Now, compatibility Pisces. The cosmos has placed 3 signs in particular orbit around you this week, and I want to name them so you can recognize the energy when it brushes against yours. The first is Cancer. Cancer is your fellow water sign, your emotional mirror, the one who understands your silence without needing you to translate. If a Cancer reaches out this week, if they send a message that seems small but carries a weight of intention, do not dismiss it. They are extending bridge. The second is Scorpio. Scorpio is your depth companion, the sign that does not flinch at your intensity, that does not ask you to be lighter, simpler, less. A Scorpio in your life right now is either confirming your transformation or walking alongside you through it. Pay attention to conversations with them. They may say something that unlocks a door you did not know was locked. And the third is Taurus. Taurus is your grounding force, your earth to your water, the steady hand that says, you do not have to figure it all out tonight. You can rest, you can eat, you can simply be. If a Taurus offers you something practical this week, a meal, ride, a small act of service, receive it. Do not deflect it with politeness. Let them anchor you. Let them remind you that you are allowed to be held in the material world, not just the spiritual one. But that is not all. And I say this because there is one final thing the cards pressed into my hands as I prepared this reading for you. The World card. The final card of the major arcana. The card of completion, of a cycle closing, of arriving. And it appeared at the very bottom of the deck, underneath everything as the foundation. And what it says to you, Pisces, is this. The long cycle of waiting is closing, not ending in the way that something dies. Closing the way a chapter closes so the next page can be turned. You are not losing the season you just walked through. You are completing it. You are graduating from it. And the younger soul, the new love, the recognition at work, the easing of financial pressure, the mending of family bonds, these are not random gifts. They are the rewards that accumulate at the end of a long, faithful journey. You walked through the fog. You walked through it when you could not see 3 steps ahead. You walked through it when every instinct said to sit down and stay down. And you did not stay down, you kept walking. And now the fog is thinning, and there are people waiting on the other side, and they are smiling. and they are not checking their watches. They are simply glad you arrived. And so, my dear Pisces, I want to close this reading the way I opened it. With your name on my lips and your heart in my hands, Pisces, you are not too much. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too soft for this world. Even though this world has tried to convince you that softness is a flaw, your softness is your power. Your depth is your magnetism. Your willingness to feel everything, even when it burns, is the very thing that makes you lovable in a way that surface-level connection can never replicate. And the one coming toward you sees that. They see all of it, and they do not look away. I want to thank you for being here today, for pressing play, for staying through every word, for trusting this space with your tender, hopeful, quietly aching heart. You did not have to listen. You chose to, and that choice tells me you are still fighting for your own happiness, even on the days you feel too tired to fight. I see you, I honor you, and I want you to remember that this reading is guidance. It is a lantern, not a law. It is a whisper from the cosmos, not a chain. Take what resonates, hold it close, and release what does not serve you without guilt. You are the author of your own story, and no card, no star, no reading can override the sovereignty of your own intuition. You are the final word. You always have been. If this reading brought you even one breath of relief, even one moment of feeling less alone, I ask you gently, tenderly, to press that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Come back tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. I will be here, reading the sky for you, holding this small, sacred space where you do not have to perform or explain or justify your feelings. You only have to arrive. You only have to be. And that is more than enough. Share this with Pisces who needs it tonight. Send it to the friend who has been quiet lately, the one who stopped answering calls, the one who says they are fine but whose eyes say otherwise. Be the hand that passes the lantern forward. You might be the only light they see this week. And now, Pisces, I send you this blessing. May the waters around you calm. May the love you waited for find you without you having to chase it. May your body remember how to rest. May your work be seen. May your finances ease. May your family soften. May your mind clear. May your heart unlock. And may the younger soul who does not care about your age, who sees only your light, your depth, your irreplaceable, unrepeatable essence, may they find you soon. May they knock gently. May you open the door. And may you finally, let yourself be loved without condition. You are protected. You are guided. You are not forgotten. And you are so deeply, tenderly, cosmically loved. Until tomorrow, dear Pisces, sleep softly tonight. The stars are keeping watch. Stay with me just a little longer, Pisces. I know the reading is drawing to its close, and I know there is a part of you that wants to press stop and go back into the noise of your evening, back into the dishes, the scrolling, the small tasks that keep your hands busy so your mind does not have to feel. But I am asking you for just a few more breaths, just a few more moments here, in this quiet, where nothing is required of you except to receive. Because I pulled one final card after the reading was complete. I was gathering the deck, stacking the energies, preparing to close the channel, and one card slipped from the bottom and turned itself face up on the table as though it refused to be ignored. And I looked down, and it was the Nine of Cups, the wish card, the card that the old readers called the smug card, the satisfied card, the card that says, "You asked, and the answer is yes." And I sat with it for a long moment, Pisces, because I wanted to make sure I was not projecting my own hope onto your reading. I wanted to be certain, and the feeling that rose in my chest was so warm, so steady, so undeniably affirmative, that I knew I had to bring it back to you. The Nine of Cups is not a maybe. It is not a perhaps if the stars align, if you are lucky, if you perform enough rituals and light enough candles. It is a yes, a full, rounded, golden yes. The wish you have been holding so tightly that your knuckles have gone white around it. The universe is prying your fingers open gently and saying, "You can let go now, I have it. I am bringing it to you, you do not have to carry it anymore." And whatever that wish is, whether it is the younger soul who sees you without conditions, whether it is the career recognition, whether it is the financial relief, whether it is simply the wish to feel okay, to feel held, to feel like your life is finally bending toward joy, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Say it to yourself, whisper it. The answer is yes. Let it land in your chest. Let it settle into the places that have been hollow. There is something deeper here that I want to leave with you, something that is not about prediction or timing or specific events. It is about the way you walk through the next 7 days. Because the cosmos has shown me that this week, the 14th through the 20th of August, is a threshold week for you, a doorway. and how you walk through it matters. Not because the universe will punish you if you stumble. It will not. But because you have spent so long walking through doorways expecting them to close in your face, expecting the other side to be another empty room, another waiting, another silence. And I am asking you gently, firmly, with all the love this channel can hold. Walk through this week's doorway with your head up. Walk through it expecting the room to be warm, expecting someone to be there, expecting the light to be on, not because you are naive, but because you have earned the right to expect good things. You have paid your dues in tears and patience, in quiet endurance. You are owed this softness. You are owed this ease. And walking through the door with your shoulders back and your heart cracked open is not foolishness. It is faith. It is the faith that the universe has been asking you to practice all along. Not faith that nothing will go wrong, but faith that even if it wobbles, you will be caught. You will not fall into nothing. You will be caught. And the younger one, Pisces? I want you to picture them for a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Picture them walking toward you through soft light. They are not carrying a checklist. They are not scanning your face for lines or calculating the years between you. They are looking at you the way you look at the ocean when you are very small and very quiet, and the water stretches out forever and you feel, for the first time, that you are part of something vast and unhurried. They look at you like that, like you are the view they have been searching for, like you are the place they want to sit down and stay. And they do not care about your age. They do not care about your number. They care that your laugh makes them feel less alone. They care that your hands are gentle. They care that you understand silence because you have lived inside it for so long. They are coming. They are closer than you think. And when they arrive, you will not need to perform. You will not need to be younger, sharper, more polished. You will only need to be exactly who you are tonight, sitting here, listening, hoping, tender and brave and beautifully, stubbornly open. That is enough. That has always been enough. And so I release you now, Pisces, into the rest of your evening, into the quiet of your room, into the softness of your own company. You do not have to fix anything tonight. You do not have to solve the future. You do not have to earn tomorrow's blessings by suffering tonight. You are allowed to simply exist, to make a cup of tea, to wrap yourself in something soft, to let the seafoam green of this week's energy settle over you like a blanket. You are allowed to rest in the knowing that what is yours is already in motion, already walking toward you, already being wrapped in light and sent forward by hands you cannot see but can feel, pressing gently against the membrane of your world. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for being the kind of soul that still listens for whispers in the noise, that still lights the candle even when the wind has blown it out 3 times before, that still believes, stubbornly, tenderly against all evidence, that love is coming, that relief is coming, that the long night is ending. It is ending, Pisces. I promise you it is ending. Like this video if it held you tonight. Subscribe so I can hold you again tomorrow. Share it with the Pisces who needs to hear that they are not invisible, not expired, not forgotten, and come back. Come back every day if you can. I will be here, the sky will be here, the cards will be here, and you will be here. And that is the sacred trinity of this space. You, the cosmos, and the willingness to listen. Go gently tonight, dear one. Sleep without your armor on. Dream without your defenses up. And when you wake tomorrow, wake into the knowledge that the younger soul is closer, that the wish is granted, that the answer is yes. You are loved, you are seen, you are enough exactly as you are at exactly this age, in exactly this moment. Blessings, Pisces, endless, ocean deep. Unshakable blessings until tomorrow. The stars are keeping watch, and so am I. This reading is complete. You may close your eyes now, you may rest, you are safe, you are held, you are home. Good night, dear Pisces, good night.